I became chronically sick, like really sick, like in bed 70% of the time for basically 2 years, spending $300 a week on vitamins and doctors. I had no money. I'd been doing music for 10 years. I had no income. And my life just fell apart. No matter how much I prayed, no matter who I sought, no matter what I did, nothing worked. And I found myself in this place where my life is in crisis. I'm sick. I have no money. I have no work. My friends, even my Christian friends, are saying, "We think you're cursed." I mean, people are trying to cast stuff out of me left, right, and center. Do you know what I mean? Close people are calling me cursed. God's not answering my prayers. I'm now waking up in the morning and having panic attacks. I'm like on the floor some days in fetal position, shaking, thinking I'm either dying or something's terminally wrong with me. I can't provide for my family. I've got 2 children now. I feel worthless as a father. I don't know where God is. I feel abandoned from Him. I'm depressed because now I've been basically sick for 2 years. I don't see anybody. I go out for 1 coffee a week, and that exhausts me so much. It's all I can do. And so I'd pull myself away to a Franciscan retreat center. There just happened to be one near where I lived, and I would just sit in a chair and stare out a window all day from like 9 in the morning till whatever it was, 4 in the afternoon, and come home. And something really difficult to describe happened. I moved from having a working relationship with God that was centered around us doing stuff together and understanding to a relationship that was actually centered on being together. I don't know how I made it through. But I think I got to a point where I realized I can rail at God and be angry, and I did. But disbelieving Him at this point doesn't fix my problem. It doesn't solve anything existential. And there's this moment where Jesus is talking to people and He basically tells them to eat them, right? It's freaky ass. And people are offended, and most leave. And He turns to His disciples and He says, "Are you going to leave too?" And they just turn back to Him and say, "Where would we go? You have the words of eternal life." And it's just how I felt. I don't know why. The grace of God, I guess, that I just said, I don't know where else to go. And so I just lay there for years, working it out. Because when you're chronically sick, and God never said this or that. I said, why? He never said anything to me. I never got here I am, God, I'm not doing your work, and now my family's hardly eating. We've got no petrol in the car. Our phones are getting cut off. It's bad news. And I'm like, but Lord, I gave you my life. And He never said a thing. He just wrapped His arms around me, and I said, why? And He just said, I love you. And so over time, my why questions moved to who questions. Okay, why are you doing this? To who are you? Who are you, God? What does it mean for you to be good and loving? And we sat there together. And He said nothing, and I said nothing. And that became my prayer life. And that's why this image of God creating me, breathing life into me, and that being the essence of it is so key. Because for 3 years, I sat looking out a window, learning that God loved me without any understanding or any healing. And it was the greatest thing, the greatest gift of my life, because I moved from waking up every morning feeling like I was alone to never doubting again since then for the rest of my life that if for any second am I alone, not because I can make sense of it, but because I experienced His arms around me in my deepest grief. And I moved from a working relationship with God to a friendship.